a really good Virginia team. We told our guys before the game that there's a lot of these guys have had a really tough conference schedule so far. They've already played NC State twice. They played us. They played Duke. They played Georgia Tech. So we knew they were a really good team. Cameron Taylor, man, hats off. She's a hard guard, hard kid to guard. It takes a really good player for these two together to struggle with at times. So, and Alyssa just being Alyssa, another double-double with 5 assists. But also, I thought Anya is, she's what you need all the time. And not a kid that needs for much. So she's partly off the bench as I know what I'm going to get from her. So you don't have to worry about, well, she's got to start well or not. She can kind of go in at any time of the game and make an impact. And I know she should be proud. She's tough on herself, so she might not be, but her coach is really proud of her.
Coach, what did you tell the team going into the fourth quarter when UVA cut the deficit?
Yeah, that's a good point. I told them in the locker room there's an enormous amount of trust in this huddle. They show great toughness, and so I'm just not rattled by things like that, right? It's sort of like, okay, I was liking some of the shots we were getting. I didn't like some certain parts of the game, and then defensively we were much more active coming out of the halftime. So we really clamped down and asked them to be even more active defensively, and then just to continue to take the right shots at the right time in the shot clock as well. So minor adjustments, but these guys are, a lot of the talk is happening amongst themselves.
Do you feel like that was because of kind of the impact of your seniors like Anya, Deja, and Alyssa?
For sure. Experience goes a long way. We all know that in this life. I'm a better basketball coach than I was 17 years ago, right, when I first got into this stuff, or 20 years ago. And so there's an element of these guys understand. They don't get too up or down. It's about the next thing. So yeah, I feel very comfortable. I'm not surprised that those three were so huge to what we did today.
And for the most part, this is one of your better perimeter shooting games recently. And of course, Deja, the last 2 games has really come through. But as a team as a whole, you're making more jump shots than you have in games.
Yeah. Since Christmas, we've been better on that. I think these are guys that they want to fit in, they want to make sure, and it's helping them see that they've got to make the life of others easier. So we're working on engaging 2 defenders to try to get one an open shot, and then that guy being shot ready. We put a lot of emphasis on that. The free throw line is, I'm guessing you're not including as a perimeter shot, thankfully.
Right.
But that's an area we also know we need to clean up. But this is a team that in the beginning of the season, we couldn't out-rebound anybody. We couldn't have out-rebounded my kids, 9-year-old basketball team. And this is a top 10 rebounding team in the country, and we out-rebounded them. So we've really just taken steps, shooting the ball, rebounding the ball, playing over 40 minutes. It's a team that just gets better and better because our transfers are more comfortable, our younger guys are more comfortable, and it's just getting more mature as the season goes on.
And I know you said the leadership's been consistent, but can you talk about Deja's offense in the last 2 games?
Yeah. Deja's really lucky that she's in a class of Anya, Z, and Liz. Z doesn't get as much opportunity on the floor, but that kid's a huge part of what we're doing, and obviously this is a team that practices more than we play, so we know how it really goes down. But, Deja, a lot's been talked about with her shooting and how she's shooting, and, us inside the locker room, we just don't worry about Deja Kelly. I mean, she's what we need, She knows that Alyssa playing better, and Anya playing better, and Maria playing better, and Lexi playing better, and India playing better, and Paulina, so she's really taken that on, of being whatever the team needs. I need to be a primary ball handler. Do I need to be a passer? Do I need to engage 2 defenders? And now that these guys are doing so well, she's able to kind of fall back into her roles, or fall back into her killer areas. I can speak for myself as a coach. I don't worry about Deja Kelly. Really, these 4 seniors are pretty easy to coach, because I don't have to worry about how I say something. I don't have to worry about, I think there's just an enormous amount of trust, 1 through 4.
For Alyssa and Anya, what was your personal mentality going into that fourth quarter?
We knew that it was going to be a tough quarter, and we had to stay disciplined on closeouts, trying our best not to foul shooters, and just kind of just keeping up the defensive intensity and playing well together, all 5 on defense, because we really just needed to slow them down and slow down the ball.
I think you 2 were on Taylor a lot. What did you try to do to stop her, and did that have something to do with her early foul trouble?
I think with Taylor, she's a very good basketball player. I mean, she can score on all 3 levels, and we wanted to respect her on all 3 levels. So we just wanted her to score over us, and that was kind of what we made her do, get her in foul trouble, and it worked in our favor. But we didn't do anything special. We just played her straight up, played her true, and she just gave us what she gave us.
Yeah, similarly, just stepping up to the challenge of a matchup, because obviously she's a great player in this league, and I thought we did a great job. We we're just kind of rotating off of her, not really intentionally, but whenever the play called for me to step up and guard her, Anya to step and guard her, Maria just down the line, then all of us are ready, and that just goes, just speaks to our preparation.
And you personally maybe had a couple of tough games, but you were halfway to a triple-double in the second quarter. I know you weren't thinking about it, but a lot of people were. Can you talk about your kind of bounce-back game and just a great overall stat stuffer for you?
Yeah, it's really just about getting back to the basics, going back to my bread and butter, and again, staying disciplined on boxing out, going to get the rebound, looking for my teammates, and then also just being aggressive on offense. And the game will work out the way that with the work that we put in. So.
You know, Alyssa's been guarded in so many different ways this season, right? First you try zone, then you try to go man-to-man and double her when she gets it, then you try to say, forget it. You do whatever you want, but no one else is going to get anything, right? So they've kind of defended her in all ways, and you know, she's a geek, so she wants to learn how to be aggressive in those moments. And you know, from how quickly she turned the page from Thursday, it's just, you know, it's hats off, because that's not easy to do.
Coach, before the game, you had a couple moments there with Coach Allie and Coach Hatchell. Can you just kind of describe your feelings about that and how important and special that was for you to have them here in this moment today?
Big time, yeah. Thanks for asking. I think to have, you know, there's 3 full-time coaches at Carolina, right? You hear Carolina, and whether you're, you know, living in North Carolina or you're not, it's basketball. You think about that, right? And the tradition and history, and you look at, there's 3 of them that have been totally full-time. It's all we've ever done while we're here, and they were all in the gym today, you know. And that was a little bit of, you know, I usually don't like to come out on the court before all that, but when those 2 are here, you do whatever is needed, right? And I was so happy to have now what will be a keepsake for a long time, and that's a picture of the 3 people who have been custodians of this program and have been responsible to bring in kids like this. You know, those are 2 people. Jen Alley was doing it before it was really a profession. You know, I'm sure she was washing uniforms and driving buses herself, right? I don't know that, but, and then, you know, Sylvia's won 1,000 basketball games in a national championship. I mean, should we be so lucky, right? So it's just, to even have my name in a picture amongst them is almost comical, but certainly proud to do it.
And for both players, how was it to meet all the alumni and then have all the alumni with you guys and Hark the Sound after the game?
It was pretty cool. I mean, just being able to communicate with them outside of basketball and know who they are outside of basketball, and just meeting up with people who have become our mentors, become, you know, like our friends in a way. But I think it's special. Not every program can say they have that, to have 90 plus people coming back and being able to sit here and witness a game, and then being able to, you know, like you said, do the Hark the Sound with them after. Not every program can say that, and I feel really special to be in a program like that.
And that you guys did so much to have so many fans there.
Yeah.
Like this group, there were a lot of fans there, partly because the '94 team is so special, but also because these guys have gotten a following. So I was thrilled to be able to have y'all's following get a chance to celebrate a great team.
And then I'm just grateful that all these alums came back, and it's like Anya said, it's very special, and it's really cool to be able to talk to them, get to know them, and hear about their experience and the things that they went through, because then it just adds a little bit more pride onto that jersey of North Carolina, and that's what we play for, is all the people that came before us, and the people here, and then the people that are going to be taking our spots one day.
The idea pop into your head when you see, hey, they won a national title. Maybe.
Why not?
Why not?
Who's next?
Yes.
Yeah, we know it's hard to win any game. I told them that after the game. It's hard to win any game. And so far that's 4. And we'll start with that and see where it takes us.
For Anya, what did you kind of see happening that allowed UVA to get back into the game, and how did that impact your personal mentality going into that final quarter?
They were attacking us, getting rebounds, getting to the free throw line, and I don't even know if they missed any free throws, honestly. They really good from the free throw line, to be honest, but that was the way that they got back into the game. And I think as a senior and as a veteran, and also being on the floor with Deja and Alyssa and Lexi, knowing that was the problem and we were fouling, we kind of sat there and we were like, one stop at a time. We don't need to foul. Just, you know, make them make it. So I think me physically and mentally, my mindset shifted once I knew that all 5 of us were on the same page. No more fouling, one stop at a time. Let's get back on offense and make the right decision.
You had 6 boards, Anya.
Let's go.
She's not the tallest kid on the team either, but she finds a way.
For Alyssa, you helped kind of orchestrate that offense in the first half, especially. You created a lot of open space for Deja and other guards. Just around the perimeter, can you talk about how that momentum contributed early on?
Yeah, I felt like that was huge. Whenever I caught the ball, I was just like being patient and trying to see how they were going to guard myself and guard my teammates, and then see where our advantage was. and it really just came from settling in with the ball and then finding open players. And I just have so many great teammates like that I get to play with, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of them because they're just so darn good at basketball. So it makes my job so easy. If I see Anya down low, I have so much trust. She's going to catch it. She's going to finish. And same to our shooters. And I think that momentum is great. And we want to stack momentum plays because that benefits us in the long run.
For Coach, in the first half, you had everyone who had been in the game had points on the board. Can you talk about that depth and what that is to know that you're not going to have any fall off with people coming off the bench?
Absolutely, and everyone but one in the whole game got a rebound, or I guess two maybe. But we talk about how you have to impact the game. You are required to impact the game, and not only did these guys, like when you look at Anya's stats, she did more than what her stats show. So did Renaya, but I think even as we've gotten better, it's realizing that the first group has their responsibility, but we're better because you've got Anya and India and Renaya, and these guys are off the bench ready to help. Tiani, I mean, these are so they have to come in and impact the game, and we'll keep working on them because the better they get, the better we are.
You said Anya did more than shows up in the stat sheet. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, I mean, she's got a super high basketball IQ. So we ran a zipper action, for example, and both Alyssa and Deja, by design, are her two people that are kind of zippering away, right? And so they both draw a lot of attention. And she just knows in that moment how she had that dive. And I don't even think you finished it, but things like that. Like she just has a really, and she takes the right step so that you can't pass it in where the kid wants it. Like it's all the things that contribute to the possession, and sometimes it's a block and a rebound, and sometimes it's that, she knew, oh yeah, this is when we're through. Oh, you got to go over this. This is a lower screen, So people listen to her. She knows what she's doing. She probably has the highest basketball IQ on our team with Deja, and it just shows up in so many different ways that and again, it's hard to say. You don't need to worry about her. Like, you can put her in with 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. You can put her in with 8 minutes to play. You're going to get the same on you. Like, you don't have to okay, well now it's like, Coach, I got you. I got whatever's needed. And so it's just a really invaluable part of our program for sure.
And Renaya's first couple of games back, it's kind of hard for her to get in a rhythm. She seems like she's maybe getting into a rhythm. I noticed you started her in the second half.
Yeah, she's really good at, especially over 94 feet, guarding the ball, and we felt like that was a key part of the second half, is it getting better ball pickup. She really dogs the ball really well, and that allowed these guys a little bit more time to get to their defensive positions and gaps. So that was a huge kind of part of it. But yeah, the experience matters, and so like the Tianis and Renayas, and any chance you can give them, anytime you can give them, the better, because they're getting more and more experience. Paulina played a lot last year, so she has experience, but the more experience we can get them, the better. So she'll get better every minute she plays, just like Tiani.
Okay. Good.
You are?
Awesome.
Thanks,
everyone.
guys.
Thanks.